In the summer of 1940, a crowd began gathering outside a Japanese consulate in the city of Kaunas, Lithuania. The people standing there were desperate. Most were Jewish refugees who had already fled one danger and now faced another. Nazi Germany had invaded Poland the previous year, and the Soviet Union was tightening its grip on the Baltic states. With Europe closing around them, many families were running out of places to go. They all wanted the same thing, a visa. Without one, many knew they would eventually fall into Nazi hands. Standing between them and disaster was a Japanese diplomat named Chiune Sugihara, and he was about to make a decision that would cost him his career. Sugihara understood exactly what the refugees were asking for. If they could obtain transit visas through Japan, many would have a route out of Europe. It was not a perfect solution, and it involved a complicated journey across the Soviet Union, but for thousands it represented the difference between escape and entrapment. There was just one problem. Tokyo did not want him issuing visas so freely. Sugihara contacted his superiors and requested permission. The answer came back, no. He asked again. The answer was still no. A third request produced the same result. At that point, many diplomats would have followed instructions and closed the door, but Sugihara chose a different path. Ignoring the orders he had received, Sugihara began issuing visas anyway. For hour after hour, he sat at his desk, writing names, stamping documents, and signing papers as quickly as he could. Refugees filled the waiting rooms and crowded outside the building while word spread that the Japanese consul was willing to help. The pace became relentless. According to later accounts, he wrote visas from morning until late at night, often stopping only briefly to eat or sleep. As the situation deteriorated and the consulate prepared to close, he continued working. Even after leaving the building, he reportedly carried on signing documents. One famous story claims that his train pulled away from the station, he was still handing out signed visas through the window to refugees running alongside the platform. Whether every detail of that story is perfectly accurate or not, the larger truth is beyond dispute. Thousands escaped because he ignored his orders. The visas issued by him helped create an escape route that saved thousands of lives. Many of the families who received them survived the war and later built lives in new countries across the world. Sugihara himself did not become rich or famous because of what he had done. In fact, after the war, his diplomatic career effectively came to an end, and for many years his actions remained largely unknown to those outside the communities he had saved. Only decades later did the full scale of his achievement become widely recognised. Today, he is remembered alongside the great rescuers of the Second World War, because he demonstrated something extraordinary. He was not a soldier. He did not command an army. He could not stop the war. What he could do was choose whether to follow orders or to follow his conscience. And for thousands of people standing outside a consulate in Lithuania in 1940, that choice meant a difference between life and death.